The lawyers who wrote a letter saying President Trump had no significant business ties to Russia work for a law firm that has extensive ties to Russia and received a Russia Law Firm of the Year award in 2016. Sherry Dillon and William Nelson, tax partners at the law firm Morgan, Lewis, and Bockius, which has served as tax counsel to Trump and the Trump Organization since 2005, wrote a letter in March released by the White House on Friday stating that a review of the last 10 years of Trump's tax returns do not reflect ties to Russia with a few exceptions. In 2016, however, Chambers and Partners, a London-based legal research publication, named the firm Russia Law Firm of the Year at its annual awards dinner. The firm celebrated the prestigious honor in a press release on its website, noting that the award is the latest honor for the high-profile work performed by the lawyers in Morgan Lewis' Moscow office. According to the firm's website, its Moscow office includes more than 40 lawyers and staff who are well known in the Russian market, and have a deep familiarity with the local legislation, practices, and key players. The firm boasts of being particularly adept at advising clients on sanction matters. Following the release of the letter, Senator Chris Murphy, Democrat Connecticut, noted the firm's connection to Russia, calling it unreal. Asked if there could be other business ties between Trump and Russian partners, Sherry Dillon told ABC News that the letter speaks for itself. As for the firm's presence in Russia, a firm spokesperson said that no lawyers from Morgan Lewis have handling any business dealings for Mr. Trump in Russia. Dillon has never been to Russia and does no work there, the spokesperson said. Jack Bloom, a Washington tax lawyer who is an expert on white-collar financial crime and international tax evasion, called the Dillon letter meaningless. Bloom told ABC News that real estate projects, in particular, can be structured with partners and subsidiaries so that it would be easy to shield the identity of all involved. Trump's tax returns would not show where all the money came from to finance these projects, he said. There's no substance to it. The letter is just another puff of smoke, Bloom said. It has no meaning at all. It's just another way to not answer the question. The lawyers who drafted a letter for President Trump declaring that he no significant financial ties to Russia work for a company that received an award for Russia Law Firm of the Year in 2016. Sherry Dillon and William Nelson, who have served as tax counsel to the president for more than a decade, are partners at the law firm Morgan, Lewis, and Bockius. The attorneys wrote a letter in March that was released by the White House Friday. It stated that Trump's tax returns do not show any income, department or equity investments from Russian sources, with few exceptions. Some of those exceptions include multi-million-dollar real estate and licensing deals. Their law firm was given the award by a London-based legal research publication at its annual awards dinner in 2016. The company's website said their Moscow office staff more than 40 lawyers who are well known in the Russian market, and have a deep familiarity with Moscow's legislation, practice, and key players. Democratic Senator Chris Murphy from Connecticut called the law firm's Russia connection unreal in a tweet on Friday. The law firm that said Donald Trump has no financial ties to Russia with a few exceptions was recognized in 2016 as Russia Law Firm of the Year. In the letter released on Friday, but dated 8 March, Morgan Lewis tax partners Sherry Dillon and William F. Nelson said a review of Trump's tax returns for the past 10 years did not find income from Russian sources during that period, save for a few exceptions. Trump has refused to release his tax returns, a break with decades of tradition. The law firm did not release copies of the returns, rendering its assessment of the documents impossible to verify independently. Morgan Lewis was honored by Chambers Europe, a division of publisher Chambers and Partners that ranks law firms based in the region. According to a press release dated the 2nd of May 2016, the prestigious honor was announced at the publication's recent annual awards dinner in London, where firms from 24 countries were recognized. Morgan Lewis did not immediately return a request for comment. According to its website, The firm's Moscow office provides full-service business representation, including advice on corporate and finance matters, mergers and acquisitions, transactional finance, litigation and international arbitration, energy and natural resources projects, real estate property transactions, labor and employment issues, immigration, and a wide range of regulatory matters. Trump's presidency has been overshadowed by allegations of collusion between aides and Russian officials. On Tuesday, Trump fired James Comey, the FBI director who had been leading the agency's inquiry into Russian interference in the U.S. election. The White House and the president have provided conflicting rationales for the decision. Initially, the White House said the president acted on the recommendations of his Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, who has recused himself from the federal Russia investigation after failing to disclose meetings with the Russian ambassador, and the Deputy Attorney General, Rod Rosenstein. In an interview on Thursday, Trump contradicted this line. Flatly denying any collusion between his campaign and Russia, he told NBC News that he had decided to fire Comey. The president said, "I said to myself, you know, this Russia thing with Trump and Russia is a made-up story. It's an excuse by the Democrats for having lost an election that they should have won." On Friday, a copy of the letter from the Morgan Lewis partners was made public by the White House after the president issued a series of tweets that appeared to threaten Comey and suggest that he had been secretly recording official meetings. White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer later said the president's tweet was not a threat and that he had nothing further to say. The exceptions outlined in the letter from Trump's lawyers include selling a home to a Russian billionaire for $95 million, twice what Trump paid for it 3 years before, and profits from staging the Miss Universe contest in Moscow in 2013. Trump has repeatedly denied having any investments in or ties to Russia, despite statements to the contrary from himself and family members in recent years. Trump has, for example, worked closely with Russian-born businessman Felix Sater, the managing director of Bayrock, to develop the Trump Soho Hotel in New York. Bayrock was founded by Tevfik Karif, a former Soviet official. In a 2008 interview, Trump's eldest son, Donald Trump Jr., said, "Russians make up a pretty disproportionate cross-section of a lot of our assets." He added that we see a lot of money pouring in from Russia.